Audio test. Audio test. How's everyone doing today? Should be live on both Twitch and YouTube now. Okay, so the Torpedo is still busted in that it can't be upgraded. So any comparisons I do are going to have to be up against other torpedoes at a similar mark. Steel, Maricat, Michi, Darkness, Camp, Chiaps. Yeah, Chiaps, she's picked her up from the hospital last night. Freak Boy, Mars. Yeah, it's just really warm, which I think everyone's dealing with right now. Okay. So the first objective is that I need to download a parser because I had to reinstall Windows the other day. So for any testing here, it would help to have a parser. I do have SCM, but we're shifting over to Oscar, and there is a new version of Oscar that I can go and pick up that apparently is a bit more friendly with Windows. So I'm going to go and grab that quick. And I'll drop the link to this version of Oscar in chat for those of you interested. Yeah, just some stomach issues. Expect to be disappointed with the Type 14 shuttles? I already was, to be honest with you. Waldo, Dustin, Giant Dutch Viking, how's it going? Why did I reinstall Windows? I was having some really weird issues. So to me, it was just the simplest option. I'm going to download that, and let's get it running. Okay, Windows still isn't the biggest fan, but let's see how it goes. It is meant to be upgraded. It's just some people were reporting issues with it. Geyser, how's it going? I grabbed a flash drive and I went to, you could just look up Windows 11 download and you can get the media creation tool right from Microsoft. You can do that. You can just download the ISO and use Rufus to set it up on a flash drive or whatever. But I just did media creation tool because I am terrible, and no, I didn't use media creation tool. I did use Rufus on this one, but the media creation tool is fine too. Where you guys going? Dark Eddie, this is me being too lazy and not feeling like doing a video right now. It's warm. I was going to do an updated video for Epic tokens. Capitalize on everyone finishing the event. Not quite sure how I want to go with the ship. Got a few different options, but I figured one of the green ones, just to throw it off, be a little bit different. Okay. Being sidetracked very quickly. Devs have to have the super annoying code signing certificate to get that warning to go away. Yeah. Okay, so Oscar is installed. Let me start it up. And I think Windows Search just grabbed a version of it from OneDrive. Thank you, Windows. Not what I wanted. Dan. Chops, just trim and link the other Phoenix video. I mean, that Phoenix video is still doing well. That's going to mess up right now. I don't know if this opened up the right version of it. Things have changed ships. You can use any bridge on any ship now, which means that there might be value for some people to go for the Nandi. Oof. Taxes, that sucks. Okay. We're gonna grab the Torpedo and try it out. Now, the triple test map last I saw was still screwed. I'll go and check right now. Because if I can use that, that'd probably be better, but I'm probably just gonna have to do this over on a Fed character. Let's check the triple test server and see if they fixed that map yet. I doubt that they have, but let's see. And while I wait for the triple test server to load, for any of you that are interested in any of those Eagle Moss ship models, Real Merch does have a bunch of them in stock now. It looks like they pretty much got the inventory that they got the inventory that Master Replicas didn't sell, is what it looks like. And if you use code CasualSAB at checkout, you can get 10% off. There you go. So yeah, if you're interested in any of those Star Trek models that Master Replicas no longer has, including some of the XLs like the Ant D or the Bird of Prey or DS9, you get 10% off with that code. Is the T6 Tax Lexington worth getting? I think it's still a good ship. I think the D'Agostino from Japan had those, and I think they're really expensive. Okay, is the test map working? I mean, I can enter the map. The question is, are there enemies that I can spawn in some test dummies? Last time I tried the test map, it only let me spawn in, like, Borg and actual enemies. I want the test dummies are what you really want over here. Stunned. Got the Marine Carrier. Correct, that's why I don't have one, yeah. Chaps, things have changed, you know that. You can now get a Ferengi bridge for all of your ships. Ronnie, how's it going? Nope, no test dummies. Triple test map's been broken now for 9, 10 months? Unfortunate. Okay. Let's swap ships here. The code for Real Merch is CasualSAB, the exact same as the channel name, and that will get you 10% off on your order. Gray, I don't know. I wish that they would, but I don't know if the Lobby store is going to get any updates anytime soon. James, how's it going? Don't disclose secret Nandy secrets. Terrible. Well, that's what the dry dock is for, Stuka. There's enough dry dock slots that you can potentially have to have every ship in the game on a character. Can't upgrade the Torpedo? Yeah, let me grab that. So the Torpedo is in the event store. Or in the Reclaim Rewards tab, I mean. Same with the Epic Token, and yes, you do actually get that on each character once you complete the Delete Alt Control event. The thing is that this version of the Epic Token cannot be downgraded to Ultra Rare, nor can it be moved over to another character. So it is just an Epic Phoenix ship for the character you get the token on. And again, each character on your account gets one, including any brand new characters you make in the future. Okay. Type 14 Shuttle Support Squadron and the Hypermass Torpedo Launcher. So the Type 14 Shuttle Support Squadron, these things are going to come in and fire some torp spreads, and they'll use Inch Team on you to repair you and your teammates. they'll stay in for 60 seconds. And for the torpedo here, it cannot be upgraded, as many of you have probably heard. So let me grab a torpedo to compare it against. And I grab a Maelstrom here. Here we go. Because that's the big question, is how does this thing stack up against a Maelstrom torpedo? Because if you're not doing FAW, you're probably going to run a Maelstrom on your build if you're doing a torpedo. We should all create sport tickets about the broken test environment. That's pretty much worthless. I went directly to QA about that a while back and was pretty much told after bugging them about it a few times that is just a minor thing, you know, over on the test server, and they need to prioritize things on the main server that are impacting more people rather than trying to fix that one thing that like 10 of us care about. Yeah, Giant, they thought of that and made sure that you couldn't do that. Okay, so given that I cannot do or go over to the triple test map, the next best option is one of the early Fed missions here. So let me find where it is. It's the start of the Doomsday device.
I don't have anything for you right now.
Can I compare it to the trifluoride? Yeah, I'll grab one. My new playthrough account will finish either today or tomorrow. So let me grab the trifluoride. Thank you, Waldo, for mentioning that. And while I'm at it, just do the prolonged torp. Prolonged torp's not really good, but that's not what I want. Where's the story mission? What will I do with the new playthrough account? Not fully decided yet. They have not fixed it, so I'm going to be testing it against some other non-upgraded torpedoes. Yeah, and Prolong's a 180-degree torp too, so that does have use cases. They are prioritizing things that would impact a lot of people on the live server. And given when I asked that, the thing they were probably really focusing on was the Captain Alteration token. Sell the account. I haven't. I'm just getting in to test it. Stuka, they're all in the Muds bundle.
How can I help?
I think I have to restart the mission I'm on. Hold on. In progress. Basically, the only actual static test map that I can get right now is the very start of this mission. And I am set to elite difficulty, so let me back out real quick and change to normal. Because this character's running like Mark IV weapons. It has a cool name, Dimensional Hypermass. You would hope. I don't have the quantum phase on this character.
Ship is under attack.
Okay. Need all my weapons to stop firing and my pets to get back. I accidentally used the Type 14 shuttlecraft, and you can see right now that they are not doing a ton of damage. Okay. We're going to put these torpedoes on. So we have the dimensional hypermass in slot 1. We'll do the 2 maelstroms over at the right side here. And we'll do the prolong next to that. Giant Dutch Viking, this torpedo is from the Delete Alt Control event, the same one that gives you 500 Lobby crystals and an epic Phoenix token for every character on your account. Okay, so we're gonna start off here with a torpedo spread for each of these torpedoes. And hopefully on my other one here I have a high yield 3. Of course I don't. I craft myself a high yield 3. Unfortunately, these enemies aren't going to shoot me. Okay. So, the thing with the Hypermass torpedo, let's take a look at it, see what it does. Shields drastically, okay. Dimensional Hypermass torpedoes have a chance of siphoning off the target's subsystem power and shield capacity and granting it to the torpedo's source. So it's a 33% chance right now, just at base, to steal 9.6 power from one random subsystem for 15 seconds and 608 shields. This torp has an 8-second recharge. Really, I have no idea. There's been a lot of issues with the events for Cryptic this year. Okay. So, the special thing about this torp is that it can drain power. And if we look at it under a torpedo spread, let's take a look at it there. So, dimensional hypermass. Now let's see what it looks like under a torp spread. The proc isn't visible on it with it under a torp spread. That could just be a visual bug. So right now with it under torp spread, I don't see anything on the tooltip that is specifically from this. That 33% chance disappeared. If I look at it under a high yield, it goes to a 25% chance under high yield 3. The odd one out, I feel like we're either going to get an announcement for a month's bundle either tomorrow or next Wednesday. Yeah, I feel like most people doing this type of like shield drain stuff would probably go with Quantum Phase. I don't have that to test on this character, but I think that would probably make more sense to go with. Okay. We're going to fire each of these torps under a torp high yield here. We're going to start off with the hyperdimensional, and we're going to see how much damage it does. So Entropic Rider there is doing a little bit of damage. Should have made it a Drain Maelstrom. Yes. What mission TFO is this? This is the start of Catch and Release. Yeah, OneDrive screwed up, which Oscar had opened. I'm gonna have to figure that out off stream. But like, it's screwing up on me because OneDrive. I need to change that. Hit. I don't know what it did exactly, but it was, you saw it was popping up. It was trying to pull from different locations there for some reason. I don't know. So the Hypermass Torp under Salvo 1 did 28k damage. Let's do another high yield 3 with that.
Ship is under attack.
No, it's just OneDrive screwing things up. I think I need to just go to app data to pull up the correct location. Should revert to Windows 10. Yeah. I'm gonna do here just to simplify this too. Or comparisons. Should have a start menu entry. There you go. Thank you. I was looking for Oscar before, and I think that pulled from the wrong spot. There we go. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to look at how the torps do under high yield 3. And we're going to do just three shots with each of the torps here. And we're going to put Hypermass. Then what was it? Prolonged. Maelstrom. And Trifluoride. And we'll do torp spread, or just do spread 3. And again, we'll do 3 passes here. We'll just do a couple passes with these torpedoes and see which comes out on top. But and again, these are all tested at just in like Infinity Mark because the Hypermass is currently bugged and can't be upgraded. So let me get the numbers here from the first 2. Oscar opening. It's at the right location. I don't know what's going on there. I'll figure it out. We're just looking at the damage numbers here. Now keep in mind too that this torp can fire every 8 seconds. So 8 seconds. The prolonged, I think, is also 8 seconds. Doesn't or 9 seconds, and then The 2 maelstroms are 25. Okay. $16. That time it did do a transfer for some shields there. And the total damage it did ended up being 18,582. I feel like as soon as I fire any of these other torps, that you're gonna see that this thing is just insanely bad. Okay.
Warning, ship is under attack.
Terran Eagle comes with the stock quantum phase torp that lacks the set bonus. Okay. That is the third shot from this. Tropic Rider did a lot more damage. So let's try it with spread. We're just hitting 2 targets there. Yeah, it's still not upgradable. Yeah. Those. That's the first shot. And under spread. This thing is not looking impressive at all so far. The next spread shot. Revert to Windows 10, you know, that's been tempting on a few occasions. They will fix it. It says in the description it's supposed to be upgradable. Marks Bangos, how's it going? I finished the event with the Disco Captain and claimed the pack, but I messed something up. Can I delete him and reclaim the pack again after the tutorial like before? Which pack, Philip? Least has a pretty explosion. Let's get the third shot. Yeah, it's got a nice green visual effect there. Yeah, I mean, so far the shield heals this has given is like next to nothing. Like it's actually it's quite rough just how much this thing is sucking right now. Let me just get the next set of numbers down. Just 2 shots were too close together. Okay. Bear with me, I'm getting numbers on the spreadsheet. And for the final spread that did okay. So here are the numbers from the first couple of shots. With high yield 3, I guess we should probably do averages here. Yeah, I can't even type today. There we go. So the average for that Torp under high yield 3 was 25,824 damage. Again, remember, this is not upgraded because you can't upgrade the Torp right now. And then under spread, hitting 2 targets, it was 32.5k. Don't believe. Oh, the Disco Captain bundle. Yeah, the Captain bundles you can't reclaim. They're like the Captain level up tokens. Those are one off. You get to use those once. Yeah, the Phoenix prize token from the event, everyone's going to be able to go in and pick up on each of their characters, including any future ones. Okay. Next Torpedo is going to be prolonged. So let me get that started up here. We're going to start off with the spreads for the prolonged, because that's what I have loaded right now. So we'll just do 3 back-to-back, and then I'll go put them on the spreadsheet. That is as soon as my spread comes back off cooldown. Terrible. Excel's the way. Terrible, madman. Yeah, but this is how testing usually can go, is it can be a little bit slow, boring, just figuring out how good or bad something is. Been having fun with the Lucari ship. Its Protomatter console is insanely fast hull heal. Yeah, and that stacks with the DPRM, which is really, really quite nice for some builds. Okay, so for the prolonged, we did the 3 Torp spread shots with it. I'm doing this just to get an idea of how this one stacks up. And the prolonged is pretty much like base damage for a torpedo, so any of the special torps are gonna blow past it. You know, something like the dark matter quantum is gonna be better. Okay, got the numbers in for that. Let's do the high yields. Okay, high yield 3. Going now. Yep, it's kind of this thing, isn't it? Never make anything good so I don't have to nerf anything. Yeah. This torpedo right now, from the numbers I'm seeing, it's nothing impressive. Capro, how's it going? It's doing better than the prolonged. The prolonged, like, so far, especially under high yield, is actually doing quite poor. Okay, one more shot with the prolonged. Yeah, the prolonged was never really that special. And you're seeing that with these numbers here. Okay. So here are the numbers for the prolonged. So the Hypermass is better than the prolonged from the results so far, but it's about to get just completely blown out by the Maelstroms. So I'm going to just label that these are 3 charge. Or how do we want to do this? How do we want to test the maelstroms? Do we want to do them full charge, one charge? What do you guys want? How do you guys want me to test this? Do you want the maelstroms and trifluorides to just one charge? Okay. We'll just do one charge for both. Because 3 charge is going to just blow past. So we'll do one charge for those, and that means for both of them, I need to just fire them off quick just to get them. Absolutely. Okay, I'm just going to fire the maelstrom.
Warning. Ship is
I mean,
under attack.
yeah, that 3 charges was unbuffed 10, like 10 times what the Hypermass did. So let's let it get to one charge. Yeah, pretty much, Choka. Prolonged is meant to get stronger over time.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Maelstrom did quite a bit right there. Let's wait and do the next charge of it quick. Recharge and normalize for time. Oof.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Yeah, those are some good crits right there.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Not so good right there. Great haircut. Yeah, thank you. Need to fix the front a little bit, but with the heat, it was very much needed. Now let's see, spread. The thing with the maelstroms is that really long recharge time.
Ship is under attack.
I did a high yield and a spread with prolonged. Love the RNG nature of maelstroms. I know you do. Chiaps, I know. I'm in Iowa.
Ship is under attack.
Yeah. It is. I got the AC on, but the computers, they generate a lot of heat.
Ship is under attack.
Okay. So let me get them numbers in the spreadsheet. California here, it's lovely weather. Terrible. Okay. I don't know when the next 10 forward will be. Probably when they announce the definitely not obelisk for the summer event. Just getting numbers down on the spreadsheet here, so give me a minute. Yeah, the maelstrom. The thing with the maelstrom is there is a lot of RNG. A lot of RNG. I don't know where the MUD's announcement is. Just entering the data. When Maelstrom crits, though, the numbers, they big. So I'm gonna, before I show you guys this, I'm just gonna add some commas. Easier to read. So here are the numbers for the first Maelstrom test. I think there was a comment made on a Neverwinter stream that someone pointed out in Discord um, where basically there's not going to be as many 10 forwards moving forward because of difficulty getting guests on. So yeah, here's the Maelstrom. Just that's the original Maelstrom, and next up we'll do the trifluoride Maelstrom. Now keep in mind that Maelstrom for it to get one charge takes 25 seconds. So it's 8-second recharge on the Hypermass. The Maelstrom, 25 seconds. When it crits, yeah, when the Maelstrom crits, it just absolutely slams. I mean, look at that spread. The final spread that I did, that was huge. Proton anti-loadout thoughts? I mean, go for it. Anything can be viable in the current state of the game, to be honest. You know, you have to keep in mind, we talk about like meta, but the difficulty hasn't increased in this game since when the Dominion faction came out, like right around there, Victory's Life. Like the game, difficulty wise, Cryptic isn't here to make a very difficult game. So yeah, let's just average that out, like DPS average. So and we'll do the same over here. There you go. This is just averaged out per second. So I know that I should have just left those as numbers without a second there, but we'll just deal with it for right now. I think that they should put all the premium ships in the Zen store. What do I think? Absolutely. I actually I know I have a reputation as being someone that likes to open lock boxes, but at the same time, that's sort of just a meme. I would much rather just have things directly purchasable in the store. The current monetization approach for this game is garbage. Just to be honest, the current monetization approach sucks. The lockbox system sucks. The fact that Cryptic has not addressed the issues with the lockboxes and has just continued to let those issues get worse and worse over time, it sucks. The Infinity lockbox sucks to open right now because you get so much junk. Like, it sucks that there's so many notable ships in the game that are locked behind the Infinity lockbox, and they have made the experience of opening those lockboxes absolutely horrible. Like, it is a horrible experience to open Infinity right now, especially with all the Prodigy stuff in there. Now, on the topic of gambling, I don't know how many of you saw this, but Master Replicas had a real life mystery box available to purchase on their website earlier. And if you saw Twitter or Discord, you may have seen that I bought one. And when when it arrives, you know there's going to be a stream and a video. Aren't they by law supposed to supply that? Yeah, I mean, in some countries, yeah. That's true, AK. That's true. This is just for this test. We'll just do, it's 25 seconds forced. Just a note there. All my T5 boxes I have retained for various things. Martin Term. Do I have a Dark Matter Quantum available on this character that's not upgraded? I don't actually have enough stuff to grab one that isn't. I don't have the ability to get one that's infinite mark because I have the temporal recruit done, meaning that all rep gear I get is Mark 13 ultra rare off the bat. So I cannot get a DMQ that's equivalent mark to what I have now. Yeah. Okay. Let's do the next torpedo here. The next torpedo is going to be the trifluoride maelstrom. And we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to fire it off with 3 charges here just to get them burned down. And then we're going to do 3 spreads back to back to back. And then we'll do the high yields. The Suliban carrier is currently the top support platform for high-end runs because of the IFF console. The entire support team in every high-end run is running... Everyone in there is running a Silic. Terrible chaps. Okay. Here's the next shot. Not you, Crest. Here. Warp Core, thank you for the $50 tip. Much appreciated. Thank you for helping me counter the financial hit from my purchase there yesterday. Very much appreciated. Yeah. The lockbox ships this year have not been impressive. I bought the 100 ship mystery box from Master Replicas. Yeah. When it crits, it crits. Okay, let me get these numbers up and then we'll take a look at this closer. I don't know yet. Don't know for a while. Okay. Entering the numbers. Remember, like, in theory, the trifluoride maelstrom should only be like, what, 8% behind the other one? Really not that far. Okay. And for this, bear with me, I'm just adding up the numbers. I don't think I got as lucky with some of these crits on the trifluoride. Again, that's just RNG. You know, these numbers aren't 100% accurate, but it's just to give you a rough idea of how much this new torpedo sucks. So, the The trifluoride did not get as lucky with the crits. Okay, let's take a look at the numbers. I don't have my screen up. So the trifluoride maelstrom did not do as well in this test here. Again, if I did this like 100 times for each, it would be closer to the original maelstrom. That's just RNG and the fact that the maelstrom had that just huge crit rate there. But I think the big summary here is the Hypermass Torpedo. It ain't good. Yes, you can fire it off faster, and you can use Torp cooldown offs for it. You can also use it with concentrate firepower to fire it off much more than Maelstrom or Trifluoride. But if you're looking for, you know, like a Torp for high yield, a Torp for spread, there's better options out there. The Hypermass Torpedo, like just taking it in here, trying it out, it sucks. I wasn't impressed by any of the numbers I saw from it. I personally still am a big fan of the Maelstrom. The Maelstrom Torps are pretty much like, if I'm going on a ship and I'm putting a single Torp on there with like a Torp spread, I'm putting a Maelstrom on and I'm forgetting everything else. And that is, just in my experience, so much more effective than most of these other options. And this Hypermass Torpedo, again, the numbers here just ain't that impressive. The trifluoride was also free. And I know the numbers here were I mean, for high yield, it actually came out above the original Maelstrom. Spread, it didn't have as good RNG, but you know, that's just RNG with these Maelstrom Torps swings quite heavily. You cannot use the Maelstroms with Entwined. That is one issue with them. So if you're doing like a fall build, you're going to want to use a torpedo that can fire faster. You know, I know Dark Matter is still really popular for that play style. I know some people do like to run a wide angle Torp on their fall builds. Yeah. I mean, the Hypermass, I'm sure someone will find a way to really effectively use it on a build. But, you know, just this really basic rudimentary testing here. This isn't, you know, 100% accurate, this testing I'm doing here, especially just 3 shots at each. The proc on it, stealing some power, draining that amount of shields, just doesn't... It is pretty average. Yeah, and that is the thing too, is those Maelstrom shots were just one charge. Yeah, you only get one charge every 25 seconds. But when you save up for 3 charges in a run, and then you go and slam the final boss with a 3-charge Maelstrom, it slams. Okay. And let's shoot off them Type 14 shuttlecraft again. Apparently I need to be in combat to use it. Okay. I just want to see what type of damage these Type 14 shuttlecraft do. They look really cool. Yeah, they look fun. They stay around for a really long time. Yeah, they give you a Inge team. They did a total of 314k damage. I would only worry about Cold-Hearted if you're on an Oxtabat setup or on a pilot ship using a pilot ability. They share a cooldown, yeah. They share a cooldown with all of the other distress call devices, so... And I don't think I have the other ones on this character to do that testing. But any of you that have a fed character, if you go into the start of the Doomsday Device mission and you take out the 2 Klingons that are flying around in here, and you don't hit the dialogue to go to the next part of the map, you could just shoot here or you could sit here and shoot these 3 ships. They don't move. They have no weapons. They'll just sit there, and you can just hit one of the devices against them and test whatever. The Maelstrom, the original one, is off of the Legendary Akira. So that's the Legendary First Strike bundle. $78 during a bundle sale. Yeah, I think Cold-Hearted is still a good trait, but it is much more niche as to who should be using it. I don't think it's something that the majority of players should focus on right now. Domino is clearly the best ship for most people to go with the Phoenix tokens. The Protomatter Field Projector, of course, is still good for survivability. The Krenim ship, with the flagship set now being unlocked for any ship to use, you can pick up the console off the Krenim Psi ship to use with that as the 3rd piece. Yeah, timeline stabilizer, thank you. Will those shuttles play with the Hydra console? We're gonna go check. It's weird. I click like all of my characters and they're in the same C-store ship. The deck a problem soon? Yeah. Okay. Do I have that on this character? No, I claimed it on the wrong one. Grab it. And let's grab the Hydra console. Madman, I don't even need to get it to know that it's not going to be a great experience for me. To be honest. I've seen enough of console gameplay to know that the things I like to do in the game, I would not be able to do over there. Okay, so does the Hydra console work with... Let's put the trade on too from the Hydra. Is it called... I'm gonna go right past it. I've just got too many traits. Someone type in chat what the name of the Hydra trait is again. I'm gonna feel like an idiot as soon as you say it. It doesn't matter to me if the Dilex is lower. The gameplay experience is not going to be the same. Strike. Okay, thank you. Strike group. There it is. Got a picture of it on it. Okay, so we're gonna see if the pets are able to be buffed by the Hydra trait, and we're gonna see if the Hydra console will work with them. Good. So I'm gonna have some other pets out.
The recent conflict.
Prepare enemy ships warping in near projection station Alpha. We have
And
multiple
let's
hull
call them in.
Evacuating all personnel!
Hull is buckling. The Picard is dead in space.
Oh, I don't have line of sight on him. Here we go. Yeah, it looked like they all moved right in front of me there. Unfortunately, the issue I had right there is I got Tholians in here, and the line of sight may have screwed that up. And the unfortunate thing is that once you use them to try that, you now have a 5-minute cooldown on them. No, this is side nuke. I just slapped the Hydra console on it. Top DPS tip, don't die. Terrible. Can I reduce cooldown on them? Here's backstep. I pulled and now we wait 5 minutes? Yeah, pretty much. It is really stupid to me that in this game, the your cooldowns aren't just reset to 0 upon leaving or entering a map. So a big issue we have when doing ISE DPS runs is if I have to go in and use one of the Rep T5 ability, or yeah, you know, one of the reputation abilities, the clickies, it can be a 5-minute wait. Like, we did a private match, we left before completing, but we still have to wait, you know, like 5 minutes for cooldowns. It just really sucks. Like, I don't understand why things don't reset immediately upon leaving the map. You would think it would do that. Buff Turk swarmers can do some real damage on singular targets, yeah. The impression I'm getting from these is that they're not doing much damage. Oscar really wants me to... I keep trying to scan it and it's not opening when I hit continue. Let me just back up. There we go. It's good. There we go. I had to use SCM to save the old combat log and then duke it, and then I was able to get it open Oscar. No. Console is still going to get the Herald event. Okay. Joker, thanks for stopping by. What I'm going to test now, too, is whether or not these Type 14 can be buffed by the Hanger Pet consoles. I'll just slap 4 of them on. And we're going to go back into... We're going to go to Argala. I'm curious, as a console player, what couldn't you perform as well or even completely compared to PC? For the DPS chasing and some of the really high-end performance builds, you can't do them on console. There's too many things that you need to activate in a specific order. And with the user interface that console has, like going through and activating like the 20 abilities I need to have go off in a specific order at a specific time in the run, you don't have that level of control to be able to do that quickly. Okay. So I'm going to get my pets out here. And my pets, you can see they've got some stacks of the Hanger Pet consoles on them. So I'm going to now launch out the Type 14s, which have dropped off my tray. Oh, they're right there. I'm just blind. Okay.
Target's shields have failed.
Oh, the Hydra console got dropped off my build, and I didn't realize. Mac, how's it going? So the Type 14 shuttles do benefit from your Hanger Pet consoles.
You have entered. Looks like our fight got them to notice us. Let's go over.
Hopefully
and
they're
ask if
still
their
in here by
boss
the
might come out
time
of hiding.
Warning. Ship
I can hit the Hydra console. They did not get activated by the Hydra console. They're all still over there.
shields failing. Rear shields failing.
Do Maelstrom? Yeah. I think that's a thing in PvP too, is people doing Maelstrom with Transport Warhead. Yeah, you just don't have the options like PC has with some parts of your build. You know, on PC, if I want to customize my power settings, I can go in, say, if I want aux power to be max, I can do that and lock it there. I can, adjust the other power levels to whatever I want. With console, you're stuck to just the presets, so you just don't have options. Like there's lots of little things that all add up that are just limitations on console when it comes to maximum performance. And I forgot to hit activate on Oscar there. But yeah, the damage from the Type 14 shuttles doesn't seem that impressive. So let's look at analysis. So they did like 17k DPS there. I mean, the next step is to try them out in an infected. Console still is definitely better for playing the game more casually with fun builds, since you can auto-execute a great deal of abilities, but for precision, yeah. I would say that if you're looking to play the game casually, you can do that perfectly fine over on console. But I think if you have any ambition of getting into like any min-max stuff, getting really deep into theory crafting builds, PC is where that's at. Going to be fixed if they allowed keyboard use. If they allowed keyboard and mouse and allowed you to have the same user interface as what we have on PC, I think that'd be fine. But yeah, there's a variety of builds where that I've done over the years where I could just not one-for-one copy them and be as effective over on console. You know, Thaleron, if you want to ever do that, that's an example. You need to activate like a few rows of abilities really quickly for Thaleron, and with that wheel you have over there, it's not going to happen. An EPG build would be similar, where I just feel it wouldn't be as effective over on console. So okay, let's take a look at my Marion. So with the Marion 2 and like with these Torp builds, I may have different trays set up to just to manually fire the torpedoes in different orders, and I can just do that. Like my tray 10 is on my F key, tray 9 is the G key. I can just by hitting a different key, I can activate that different row there. So it's just the flexibility you have. Yeah, the parsing I can understand being limited by the console makers, because they probably wouldn't want to have people having gigabytes worth of log files there. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna do an infected next. So I'm gonna bring out. Let's go to D7. Subspatial warheads is just for you, I believe. And concentrate firepower. They changed it so pets can't steal your CF anymore. I don't recall if that means pets entirely are locked out of CF. Dave, they didn't fix the lag issues. It's just that it subsides as we near the end of events because people finish the events and stop playing the game. That's literally all it is. You're lagging less because there's less people playing the game. I'm going to do a public queue infected the Conduit Elite. We're going to test out the Type 7s in there. If you want to join, it's just the public queue. Public queue of ISC if anyone wants to join in on this test. Situation is grim. It's always grim. Marcelo, I'd say just grab a ship with concentrate firepower, and some pets that have torps on them, and just see if they're still getting the random high yields from concentrate firepower. Like I said, they made it so CF can't be stolen by your pets, but I don't remember if that fully means that they just don't get CF at all, for it's a separate thing. How many times have I done ISC? Probably a couple thousand over the years.
The situation is grim.
Read the CF tooltip, I will. Reading is difficult. I'll check it out after this. Yeah, those would be neat stats to have.
Ship is under attack.
Scanning the nanite transporter. Done. Additional data available. The nanite probes can repair the transporters. Stop them.
Core shield failing. Rear shield failing. Target shield failed. Core shield failing. Rear shield failing.
A probe is closing in on a transporter. Destroy it.
Core shield failing. Rear shield failing. Target shield failed.
Those would be the ultimate plasmas. Swapped off Viridians, as some of you may have seen on the Discord recently. We found that Viridians under Cannon Scatter Volley have a slower travel time than some of the other plasma cannons. What a lovely thing to find, especially after having spent so much on them, is, you know, that different energy weapons have different travel times. Why is that a thing? That's what I want to know. But yeah, the Viridians actually are much slower under Cannon Scatter Volley than some of the other plasma variants. So I swapped over to Ultimates, which do have that greenish color. Is this just taste from... Yeah, this is just taste on my build. Yeah, this is like a solo setup. Yeah, Madman, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was very, very pleased when I found that out. So, like, here's the test results from going in and testing travel times. So this is seconds and frame. So I went into DaVinci and was just going through some recordings I did, and I found when I sat 8 kilometers away, the Viridians without a firing mode were faster than the Ultimates, but under Cannon Scatter Volley, they were substantially slower than other plasma variants. Apparently this is for beams as well. I haven't done, testing over there yet, But yeah, basically the reason some energy weapon variants may perform worse than others is because for whatever reason there's travel time. What the hell? You know? Why? Why is there different travel times for energy weapon variants? Okay. Let's take a look at Oscar. 926. Okay, so the Type 7 shuttlecraft are easier to find if I start from the bottom and start looking up. They did 167k damage. How about their healing? So they gave 2-inch teams. Yeah, most likely Lesko. It's just a lot of work to go through, test all the variants under the different firing modes. So yeah, the Type 14 shuttle support squadrons. I'm not super impressed with them so far. I haven't used any of the other squadrons, the support devices in quite some time. But I'm pretty sure the Herc one did a lot more damage than that the last time I used it. Need to target the 9-year brass one. Yeah, I don't think the torpedo's worth upgrading, unless you have a niche use case for the proc that it has. And the Type 14 shuttle support squadron, I mean, the inch teams might be handy in some scenarios, like say if you're using OSS and you don't have a way to clear the subsystem disable, maybe if you get lucky with the RNG, maybe that inch team would help you out. But I think going with one of the other distress beacons, like the Herc one, probably is going to be a bit better for you. Yeah, I think Still Better is now aware too of the travel time discrepancies, and it's been there for a while because Game Freaks actually pointed out to me in a message that he had mentioned to me last year that Viridians had a higher travel time. I'm curious too. How is the debuff there? Elite Type 7 shuttlecraft. They don't do much damage, but the debuff they bring in is just nuts. So my overall debuff 52. Not super amazing in there. Probably not, Madman. I know that this testing that I did today was very, very basic. Yeah, Master Chief, it's weird. But why is there different travel times? I don't know. Someone messed up the code somewhere. Like I legitimately I don't understand why Viridians are faster when there's no CSV, but you hit CSV and then Viridians are slower. Why? I don't understand. And yeah, this testing was done, me recording at 60 FPS, and like, it's just ridiculous. Which in the numbers. Okay, so for the master replicas thing I mentioned earlier, this is what they had available. and there was some discount. I didn't test under rapid fire, Madman. I don't have my display capture up. I have thought this entire time that I had my display capture up. These were the numbers. I feel like an idiot. I've been talking the past 5 minutes about things and thought I had my display capture up. Timothy, how's it going? BMT, I think that's something that as like together the community should really push them towards. I think that giving console players the option to move over to PC would be good for everyone. Okay, so the way that I tested this is I had two accounts side by side, and I looked at the second that the shot or the very first frame where the weapon firing animation circle like was going off, and then I went and was looking for the first frame on the other game client where the damage was registered in the system chat. So that's how I did the test, was from when I clicked it to the second and frame that the damage was registered on that other account. So they were side by side, both active. All right, Dutch Viking, much appreciated. Yeah, I still like Viridian. I still really like Viridian weapons. I think that they look really good. It sucks that this is how they are working right now. And yeah, Cheops did find that this applied for beams also. Yeah, absolutely, Faba. This is an issue when the runs are, like 20 seconds. The weapons are these ultimates. I was using ultimate plasma, dual heavy cannons up front. And then aft, I had the omnidirectional Pavin proton beam, which is just nuts on CSV builds. The plasmatic biomatter auto turret, which is from the Lobby store. And if you're doing any of the plasma builds with complex, you really want this turret because the auto turret part of it will get you a lot of extra complex procs on targets. And on those runs, like on the Jug, we're using the kinetic cutting beam. We're using the kinetic cutting beam with the two-piece because in those really coordinated runs, we don't have shields on pretty much any of the targets. And with all of the haste, the kinetic cutting beam does a lot of damage. Quarters, if you're getting random high yields, that's because you're shooting targets that have concentrate firepower marked on them. Oh, and I was going to look at CF earlier. Okay, so yeah, it's the concentrated firepower is giving you, it's two separate CFs basically. So you or players get a CF every 2 seconds, and pets are getting it every 2 seconds. Okay, so that answers that question from before. Yeah, it's literally right on the tooltip. Look, reading is hard. I did not test the Gorn quad cannons or to see if they have an increased delay, but every time I've tried the Gorn quads and the high-end runs, I just haven't had good results from them. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, yeah, like I said, for the really high-end runs, we are using the KCB with that two-piece because that basically eliminates weapon power drain with how much firing cycle haste we have, which is just really nuts. And the KCB against unshielded targets, when it does benefit from firing cycle haste, so it can really do a lot of damage when you've got 5 fleet power stacks on you. Bug hole. The reason I swapped off the Viridians is because the Viridians have increased travel time. This is something we unfortunately found out in testing, is that the Viridians take longer to reach the target and do damage. For instance, Cheops here, who's in chat. Cheops was just hitting a wall around 3.2 mil in ISE runs, and the moment Cheops swapped off of Viridians over to just crafted plasmas, he went up to over 4. Yeah, that's why you felt like you were shooting slower. Yeah, it's something that was just recently discovered, at least by me. I know Game Freaks found it like a year ago and mentioned it to me, and I completely forgot about it. I'm using the ultimate. I'm just using ultimate right now. So for this is like a pure high DPS loadout for record runs. I have tried the Maelstrom on this, but the issue with the Maelstrom is things die so fast that things are dead before the Maelstrom gets there. So it just ended up being better for me to just run a full set of DHCs in those really high-end coordinated runs. For just channel runs, pug runs, I would still run the Torp. But this is a build optimized for doing all the deeps. Like, I've got speed buffs coming from the team. The run is so fast. I'm doing Disco 3-piece plus the Tholian nucleating warp core. Just like the run is just so fast that there's a lot of things that are common on builds that I've removed. Yeah. Terrible Cheops. The pen modifier is still good. The pen modifier has lost some value in the past 6 months because of the Type 7 shuttles, because of how much debuff that they bring in. But I think for the majority of players, the pen weapons are still fine. If Chell was here, Chell would remind us all that when you're at 140 or more debuff in a run, the pen modifier becomes worse than a damage or crit D. But the reality is, most people don't play in an environment with that much debuff. So I think for the majority of players, the pen modifier is still fine. And if you don't have access to a lot of the nice debuff toys, especially in solo content, then those are still a very strong option. Do I miss the speed boost from the comp engines? No. Temporal Surge. Temporal Surge is the trade-off of the Bozeman. Now, this trait does have a big quirk to it. You have to deslot it prior to entering a map. If you have it slotted and you enter a map, it's on a 2-minute cooldown. You have to go in and make sure it says trade is inactive upon entering the map. Otherwise, you have to wait some time. Yeah, but Temporal Surge is setting you at 100% crit chance for 10 seconds. It's giving you a huge turn rate and speed buff for 10 seconds, and if you have intel abilities on your ship, you can actually get this down to a 40-second cooldown. So, you can have like a quarter uptime on this. And that's off a C-Store ship, the Bozeman Intel frigate. Yeah, so I'll take a look at this. I have the trait deslotted right now. I'm going to go to ground and I'm going to beam back up. Because the trait is not slotted, I'm not going to have any cooldown on it. Okay, let's beam back up. I mean, I personally, I like the Type 7s on both, but if you want to try a mix, go for it. Look, okay, you see, now if I was going to use that trait upon entering the map, I would just slot it back on, and it has no cooldown. Now, I'm going to beam back to ground and back up, and watch what happens. This is what happens if you leave the trait slotted. I'm going to beam back up. And it's on a 2-minute cooldown. You can deslot it and reslot it, doesn't matter. Because you had it slotted upon entering the map, the way that they have it designed, it's on a 2-minute cooldown. Absolutely stupid. I don't know why it does that, but that is how they've made it work. You know, for UD, do you have like the immolating phaser lance? Do you have a console to keep that active? You know, that's something to keep in mind there, quarters. So I'm gonna pull up the run VOD here. So this is the current record ISC run with the Legendary Avenger, and you'll notice, like, upon me entering the map, I am going in and I am slotting the trait. Like, that's the first thing I do. I've also made sure that I've set my weapons to fire, because with the level of min-maxing, to make sure that I am not spamming fire all weapons and causing my weapons to fire less, I have removed the fire weapons command from my keybind. And now, at the start of the run, I have it set to maintain auto attack in the auto fire settings. But at the start of the run, you'll notice that I am clicking a board cube. I click a board cube or I tab to it, and then I hit the fire weapons button manually. And you can see that the weapons start flashing there, indicating that they are ready to fire. Like, that's the level of min-max you have to go to with those types of runs. The Legendary Avenger is what I had on that character, and it has better maneuverability. I was just really sick of the Juggernaut's very poor maneuverability and just wanted something faster. Now, another thing too is Michi had brought this up to try and explore some console swapping. We have been trying like the enhanced induction coils and like the M6 computer that will hit during prep phase, and then we slot or we swap them out for our normal consoles just before going in. I might Chiaps, yeah. I mean, I don't have a Gorn Hunter though on SOB yet, but I can do like the disruptor stuff I was talking about. I mean, we already know that like Phaser Disruptor can do 5. So, as you saw here, like, right at 10 seconds, I start hitting those consoles, and then I swap loadouts to go back to my isomags in those slots. And then buff up, go in. Now, these electrical bolts here are because a teammate used the friendship console on me. These aren't really doing much damage, but the console gives me an extra 7.5% crit chance, and it's also a trigger for the friendship trait, which you can see I have 20 stacks of here, which is 200% Cat 2 damage. Start goes down really fast. Over to the side, I used Temporal Surge to get from the start over to the right really fast. And the right side goes down so fast that I'm already back at the center as Temporal Surge is just starting to turn off. And then because all these spheres were right here, they all died just as the board cube was spawning in. And because we had Tachyon net drones down there, the board cube spawned in with no shields active. So all of those spheres blowing up with Itholian warp crystals mean that the Borg cube basically spawned in with like a good chunk of its health already gone. And then it dies. We like ideally that would have been the end of the run, but nobody was expecting it to go that fast, and the gate took a couple seconds longer, and the left side still needed a couple more seconds. Yeah. The high end runs, like the level of min max that goes into them, it's fun. It's not for everyone, but when you've been playing the game for a very long time and most of the content just absolutely bores you, but you enjoy flying ships and you want to feel like you're getting something out of buying all the new ships, that's where these types of runs could be fun. Kane, how's it going, man? Yeah, so the current meta, I might just have a VOD here. Hold on. There is a lot of RNG. Um, especially for the side nuking rule. Does the agony take out the stuff at the side? That's always a big question. Hold on. Going to nuke desktop audio for a moment. Where can I find that legendary Avenger build? That one is posted in the CasualSAB Discord and also in the builds Discord. So if you go to Spencer's builds on my CasualSAB Discord, it's the most recent build there. Just know, like, this is optimized for playing with like a dedicated tank, and ideally supports if you have them, but you could still make this work in channel runs so long as there's a tank. Astro, thank you for the sub. Very much appreciated. Yeah, Giant Dutch Viking. It's a lot. It is a lot of work. A lot of RNG. Nick gets screwed over the most because he's the only one still doing torps. So not the funnest time for him. Okay. So with like yeah, here's a run for Michi. Pretty much when you go into these high-end runs, like the entire supporting team is going to immediately target the DPS player, hit heals on them to start getting the friendship stacks on them. And then we'll swap over to our loadouts for that specific run. It's just a matter of trying to get, make sure there's as many friendship stacks on them as possible. Server stability still sucks, Kane. It's completely random, and for the first couple weeks of any event, we pretty much can't do any of these types of runs because the STO servers are just absolute garbage. The trait... which trait? The friendship trait? Demo, is it wrong to hope that Deca spends a little bit more time making weapon equipment sets a little more effective? Yeah, I would love to see a lot of the older sets buffed up. Is there going to be another event here soon that gives us progress for the event campaign next month? Yeah, it's a ton of fun, Chips. Yeah, Ryan tested it, wasn't that impressed. Oh, Temporal Surge? You can still use it, but you just have to make sure to deslot it and reslot it, and if you're on an intel-heavy ship, you can spam it quite a bit more. It's really fun for the speed buff it provides and the crit buff. Okay. So, start of the run, everyone applies the friendship stacks to the DPS player. Again, each person is able to put 5 of them on. So, with 5 stacks of the friendship trait on a player, that's 50% Cat 2. You get 4 people doing that, that's 200% Cat 2. And then we have Fleet Power Network Array from the Iwani. So, everyone on the supporting team is hitting that on the DPS player, and the DPS player also hits it on their own. Right as we're about to go in, and you apply it to the DPS player, and you tab off of them afterwards. I'm on a side nuke here, so I have my pets set to attack that board cube just to help debuff at the start. You can see that it has a ton of beta stacks on it. People often ask, how do these high DPS numbers happen? Yeah, stack attack pattern beta. Stop using other attack patterns. So you stack up all the betas, and then for me as a side nuker, I'm going over to the side, and my objective is take out the side. I was a little bit off on this one. My angle of attack was not great. So take out the transformer. Agony ideally is going to clear everything else out. But then there's RNG here. The RNG is, did the assimilator go out? And what about that sphere up there? Did that sphere float too far away? That can completely ruin a run. And I think in voice here, it was called for me to not do the pull to the center, so I did not. Next month, isn't that Ryza? I don't know. Should I just buy out the next event? If you want the event campaign done early, that's entirely up to you. But yeah, those high-end runs can take several attempts. And it's just the same thing over and over. Just take the side down fast. And for me, try to get over to the center fast enough for Beachy. And this run was ruined because the loose on the other side. Yeah. They never fixed ISE, Kane. And it was never fixed. Is the Deimos pilot destroyer worth picking up? It's a solid ship, but the emulating phaser lance from it is really quite good, yeah. There's 3 events left. 4 if you're on console. If I am energy focused, have a lot of C-store ships and Lobby ships but no lockbox, what am I going for first from this event? The Mir warship for Terran Goodbye, but I would say wait and see what the next part of the or what the next Buds bundle has. I expect that'll either be announced tomorrow or probably the week after. Yeah, Mir warship is a really good first pickup from the lockboxes because Terran Goodbye is huge. That is 15% crit chance and 75 accuracy. Like, some of these other traits do provide, potentially a larger buff, but the thing with Terran Goodbye is just how easy it is to keep those stacks up. The other traits, like Universal Designs, it can potentially give you a larger buff, up to 10% chance and 50 severity, but you have to keep hitting Universal Consoles for it. Terran Goodbye is just really easy. Lot of crit chance right there. 15% when it's fully stacked up, and you just have to get 3 kills. In quick succession to get those stacks, and then just keep getting a kill every 20-ish seconds. Yeah. And the Mir warship itself is honestly still a pretty impressive ship. It's It doesn't have a full spec layout, but it does have, it's one of the few ships that has 2 commanders. And it does have an intel. It is a capable platform. Yeah, Cheops has done over 4 with it. Yeah, Michi, I'm sorry I let you down. Feel bad. Yeah, and you really are a big fan of that ship, Cheops, I know. Did I test the jump console? I haven't done anything since our last conversation. How many stacks of friendship trait do I have at the start of the run? Should have 20. When we're doing these really coordinated runs, let me get back to the Silic. So the entire supporting team, including the side DPS, are ideally on the Silic for those really high-end runs. Because the Silic is one of the few ships in the game that can use the IFF Manipulator console. IFF Manipulator, if I can find it here, can provide up to a 400 debuff to a single foe. It does decrease for each nearby foe, but we use this to help take out the really big targets in a run significantly faster. Yeah, Giant Dutch Viking, yeah. But yeah, for friendship, so I guess I haven't shown that trait for people yet, but cooperation is the dominant strategy, is the trait from the friendship, and each player can apply 5 stacks to an allied to an ally, and those 5 stacks to a friendly player, that's 50% cat 2 all damage. That's basically the damage buff that you get from an attack pattern alpha 3. And if you have 4 players with that trait, that's 5 per player, so 20 stacks. So we have 20 stacks as we're going into the start of an infected, and with how fast those runs are, the stacks will last for 30 seconds. New applications from each player will refresh the duration of their 5 stacks on the friendly ally. So long as people are applying a stack, just as we're about to go in, that's going to pretty much be up the entire run for those really fast runs. And of course, if the run's a bit longer, like if it's a left-right, you can just click the friendly player like 15, 20 seconds into the run and just hit them with another heal to refresh the duration on all the stacks that you've given them. I'll be going over that more when I do like a meta update here soon. I started on the video last week, but to be honest, it was just stuff going on. My voice is back, but my throat's still been a bit spotty, so. Yes, full tick we know. For the friendship trait, you cannot apply it to yourself. Same for the friendship console. I know people have asked about that because that's the thing that does those really shiny electrical bolts from our ships in those record runs. That can only be applied to other players. You cannot apply that to yourself. The person that casts that friendship console on the DPS player does get the damage from it. The DPS player does not. But the point is, the DPS player is getting the crit chance from it. If I can find it here. I just have too many damn consoles. Here it is. So it's plus 7.5% crit chance for 20 seconds. Do I recommend getting the Delkina through the Muds bundle? I still really like the Delkina. If you want the Delkina on account-wide unlock, then that's the way to go. One thing I'll say is if you, I mean, for channel runs and all that, I still think channel runs, pug stuff, the Delkina is my favorite ship. For doing these really high-end runs, one weakness is the experimental weapon. Experimental weapons do not benefit from firing cycle haste, and as such, can fall behind 5-3 options. Can make a 5-2-1 ship fall behind 5-3. But I think for most people, you know, if you're just doing pugs, random content, the Delkina is probably better. And that experimental weapon, I think, is better for random content. Aaron Emperor. I mean, my top recommendation, you guys probably all know, is going to be like the Gorn. The Gorn Hunter, I think, is the most impactful. I mean, I did do. I probably should have just made this video public, but I wasn't too thrilled about it. I think in this video, I said the Gorn Hunter is my favorite option from the bundle, or from the event campaign. Yeah, pretty much Faba. Absolutely. It was really low quality. It's going to get redone, Chiaps, because I'm breaking it out into multiple videos. It's just not being lazy and getting it done. I will. The Mirror Warship is going to be a very strong option for people also, yeah. The Mirror Warship is, like I said, it's still a very good platform. The trait from it is just really good. Terran Goodbye. The majority of builds out there should be running Terran Goodbye. Okay. Sandor, thank you for stopping by. Already 11:30 for you. Good night. Yeah. Vaulting Ambition, I don't like it because typically by the uptime on it's just too low. You know, that only works against targets that are below 20% HP. It's a large crit severity buff, but I just have never been a big fan of it. Hey, the character is level 65 now. Warp Core again, thank you for that 50, by the way. I greatly appreciate it. Okay. Giant Dutch Viking, have you've checked the Oscar tables, right?
Was created to improve your battle.
Have you seen what the top of the HSE table is right now? Recently, an energy weapon build completely shattered the hopes and dreams of the EPG player base.
simulation is active. Prepare for combat.
If you check the Discords, I put a video of it up, but it was 4-3 with the VOD War Jug. Yeah, the ball obelisk is just amazing. I tried to do a solo one of these the other day. I got these guys on the final wave and they just completely slammed me. I mean, I got through it pretty fine for the first 11 waves on SOB here, but it was just at the very end, I got the guys with the vinculum things or whatever, and they all just kept respawning and just absolutely just they destroyed me.
You must stand your ground.
Yeah, that was annoying. I did notice that. I just have two game clients up side by side. This is how I've been getting through my my free to play. I use the standalone game launcher, and both my accounts are set up through Arc, so I can use the standalone and just log into them side by side. Tholian, that would make sense. I haven't messed with the Tholian kit module at all. I know that it's like super powerful for ground, I just haven't bothered to mess with it. Honestly, if I got these guys for the final wave, I probably would have been able to get through it solo that day. It was just I got the ones that all keep respawning over and over, and it just screwed me over. I don't have any ship boxes on me right now, Warp Core. Legitimately, I haven't felt the need to open Infinity recently.
Computer simulation.
I don't need disco marks right now. I'm getting plenty of them soon enough. Eric, how's it going? That is this account done with the Delete Alt Control event. I now have an Epic Phoenix token for it. 500 Lobby Crystals. And I can go right back in and play this again a second time in a row, and I can get another, I can get the first bit of extra lithium. 2 boxing? Yeah, pretty much. Exactly. I'm going to go right back in. So as soon as you complete the event, you can go back in and play it again once you've claimed the rewards to get your first lithium daily bonus. Nice little tip there for you. And with the event campaign events this year, you can go right back in as soon as you finish an event and play it again, and you can get like another 50 event campaign progress.
This simulation.
Watchers, yes, but the World Racers, no. I sold the only one I had recently. And I think I opened those as like the lockboxes on stream. Oh. I popped damage bust too early. And it also, like, for me, the motivation to open lockboxes or promo packs isn't really there right now because as I've talked about recently, I'm just not a big fan of the current design approaches we've seen with some of the recent releases.
Combat simulation is about to begin. Good luck. The simulation is active. Prepare for combat.
I would like to see a bundle sale this week and then like the Muds bundle next week. I think that would be wise on their part. But the continued delay is just frustrating.
The Borg threat level is escalating.
Yeah, the last lockbox ship just absolutely sucked. Like, there's no better way to put it. The last lockbox ship was horrendous. I don't know how long it's going to take to receive those things from Master Replicas, to be honest. Master Replicas, typically, when they say they'll take, 2 weeks to ship, they're not lying. I've had some orders go through really fast. I've also had some that took a really long time. It's RNG.
Stand your ground.
I am not impressed by the Torpedo or the Type 14 shuttles, to be perfectly honest. New meta strain. Terrible. How dare you say that? Agony Field Gen and Ball Obelisk. They make this so easy. And ball lightning, of course. Ball lightning is just nuts. I mean, I just wasn't impressed by it. I mean, it doesn't help it can't be upgraded right now. But just, like, the shield drain on it was like 600. I mean, I should test it out. When it's upgraded, I'll take another look. Or when it's upgradable, I'll take another look at it, because I'll give it a fair shakedown. I'll put it on, like, a high drain build and just see what happens. Yeah.
You may cease hostilities. The simulation is complete. Well done.
They are located in the UK,
End
yeah.
simulation. I speak from experience when I say that fighting.
In my testing so far, I have not had much success with the Gorn quad cannon. I opted to just go with the full set of ultimates personally. Hopefully that answers your question there, Chris. I wish they were doing better for me, but I don't know why. Just I'm not getting as great a numbers out of the quad cannons. Yeah, so for those of it that missed it at the start, you know, the master replicas stuff that all went down. Most of the listings have now been taken off master replicas. The rest will be soon. But Real Merch seems to have picked up a lot of the inventory from master replicas. And if you are in any way interested in picking up any of the stuff from Real Merch, I'll put a link and discount code in chat here. So if you use code CasualSAB at checkout, that gets you 10% off whatever price you see there. And Real Merch, they send things out really fast. I had an order a couple months back that I placed through them, and I had a shipping notification, tracking number, all that, like 15 minutes later. Like, it was out the door the same day. Master replicas, you know, for any of the orders people got through them, I don't know how long those are going to take to be fulfilled. Hopefully not too long, but it's probably going to be a few weeks. The Titan, I think at that point, the Titan inventory was already transferred, and the thing with the Titan, they have the lower decks Titan over there, which is $91. It's like a mid-size. If you're looking for the normal, they do have one that's a little. Oh, it's sold out. So yeah, that's a bit expensive for like a mid-size one, in my opinion. But oh, it's 9 inches long, so it is almost an XL size. You get 10% off with code CasualSAB. Okay, there we go. Look at that big chunk of dilithium for the alt account there. And I got 500 Lobi crystals. Now, with the Lobi, only ever use the Lobi crystals when there's a Lobi sale. But for this alt account, I'll probably be picking up, when there's a sale, I'm going to pick up the, what is it? The Phaser full auto rifle. I really like that ground weapon. That's what you saw me using over on SOB. And then I'll probably look at picking up some of the, some space gear items. Boimler I'll get off the exchange. Because Boimler's like 50 mil. They don't have a Borg cube for sale? Yeah. I mean, it's from an event. Yeah, 20% is the regular discount for the Lobby store. In the past, a very long time ago, they used to do 50% sales, but they haven't done one for 3 or 4 years now. 3 years, because it was with the last one was with the 11th anniversary bundle, but that was because of all the blowback due to people being really mad about it. Any idea what I'll do with the Epic token? Domino would be the most obvious option. But I'm gonna have to think about it. Yeah, Geops is making huge improvements when we're able to run. That's the big thing. And for those of you that did not see the Twitter announcement, I did something bad. I did not spend that much. To be clear, I did not spend that much. But this is gonna be a video and stream in the future. It was basically because of how much inventory they had. They put out some mystery boxes. And you guys know that I like to open boxes. They said that this one, okay, so the text here says, this one will have 100 different ships. Again, it includes standard, midsize, and XL models, and may have a gold ship and a box set. It is guaranteed to have a value of over 2,500, but is yours for 750 plus 75 shipping, and I had 20% off. Be funny if I get some kits from those boxes. No, it's all going to be Eagle Moss stuff. So the idea is I'm going to flip, like any duplicates I get, I'm going to probably flip because I'm going to have to make that money back. But ideally, get a few that I was looking for, get some that I can flip to cover the cost and cover some of my other things that I've bought. And then there'll probably be a thing or two for giveaways. Like when I hit 10K subs, there is going to be a very special real world giveaway for a very, very desirable ship model. What are box sets? So box sets are just sets that have a few of the models put together. So like they have one here that is the NX, TOS Enterprise, the A, the B. Will we ever see all the models I have on a video or stream? I mean, they're all sitting in a box in my closet right now because I don't have room to put them, and I am potentially about to move. So I don't want to unpack all of that, get it all like set up to display, and then have to repack it a month from now. Now, if I don't know yet if I am moving, basically we were put on a wait list to move to a 3-bedroom first floor apartment in the same apartment complex, and we recently, were told, okay, one's opened up. We've started the process, filling out the forms. So it's a matter of seeing if they approve it or not. I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't, but just a matter of waiting to see, what happens. It's just waiting for paperwork to go through. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to keep all these, to be clear. Like I said, I need to recoup the cost for that and an additional order that I did. So They said that there's 2,500 worth of stuff there, and I need to reclaim. I need to be able to flip and cover probably at least half of that amount. So nah, I wish giant Dutch Viking, that'd be nice. US only or worldwide, we'll have to see. We'll have to see on that one. I don't know what the shipping cost would be to all places. Yeah. So the meme is going to be, and when I get around to doing the stream for that, the meme is going to be, normally I open just, the STO lock boxes, but I've got a real life big mystery box here from Mass Replicas we're going to rip open. And I've already got like a spreadsheet set up for it. Let me pull that up here. So I've got the spreadsheet set up for it to keep track of it, see if it has like magazine quantity, make sure, see if I actually get a bunch of unique ships or see if I happen to get duplicates. Here it is. So basically, you'll be going through the stream. I'll be opening up the boxes and going through, seeing what the value is, seeing if I, actually got their expected value. And we'll see how it goes. Guaranteed. There is no guaranteed ship in the box, other than it says it's supposed to be 100 unique ships. Evil Spock, thank you for the follow. Am I going to use the lockbox opening sounds? That's a funny idea. Astro, yeah, the Steam Runner, yeah. And remember, code CasualSAB gets you 10% off. 100 Oberths, so it's supposed to be 100 unique. Clone, how's it going? Documents. But yeah, again, just to show that text. It says 100 different ships. So I expect, my expectation is it's going to be a lot of standard, of course. But there was still a good amount of mid-size and XL models that they were having a hard time moving. So even for the gold ones, like the Gold Enterprise DXL, I looked and they had like 120 of them left in stock. So give me a minute. Let me grab it. Okay. So the potential gold one probably be this. The reason I have one of these is because they were advertised as like being $300 per, and someone put one up on eBay that was damaged for like $60. So I actually already have one. They said it was damaged, but then I got it, and to me, it looked like it looks fine. But yeah, I would expect if there is a gold, it'd probably be one of these. And the J's to Triz. Triz already has an XL Enterprise J. Celsius is 26.6. So it's 80 degrees Fahrenheit, or then the humidity is 31%. Triz already has one. Triz has the normal size and the XL. He already had one before he was even sent one, I believe. Let's hope the RNG gods are nice. Mac, terrible. Not that I saw, Dark Eddie. Send him more. Find where Triz lives and put... That's mean. There is a really good air conditioning here, Giant Dutch Viking. The issue is computer's warm. I've got two computers running here. I've got my main computer, which is 7950X plus 7900 XTX, and that outputs a lot of heat. And then under the desk here is my NAS, which has... Honestly, it shouldn't be generating that much heat. It's an ARC A380 and an old X99 Xeon. So, at most, that's probably like 150, 200 watts at most right now. It's the main computer that is just using all the power. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be some fun content in the future. Some real life box opening there. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I am going to cut things short here. Back. You're heading to bed. Night to you. Has there been any announcement of like a 10 forward yet? Like, we getting a, I don't expect there to be one, to be honest. I'm just gonna check. Is there anything from Kale? Or anything from the Checked Online account? Nope. And no. The only announcement for today was that console is getting the Ethereum on Thursday. That's the XL warp core. Yeah, the XLs are they're beefy. Yeah, will do, Kane. Not that I've seen on Reddit, okay. Well, that's going to be it for now. If they do a surprise stream where they decide to show off the T6 obelisk, I'll make sure to turn the stream back on. We can do a live react to it. I think it's going to be interesting when they announce that, but that might still be a few weeks out. Yeah, if they even do one at all. Okay. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time. As soon as I can find the end button. See y'all around.